Welcome back, everybody, to the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I am your host, Kojo, checking in live from sunny Los Angeles, California. I am late, so I do apologize. What am I? Almost 3 hours late. Mickey, Ficky, oh boy. I'm almost 3 hours late. Almost 3 hours late. Leilani, one of the moderators, reached out about 2 hours ago and said, Kojo, are you going to be on the live stream today? I said, yes, I'll be on in 15 minutes. 2 hours later, here we are. So I apologize for being late. And for those of y'all who are on the East Coast, if you can't catch this live stream, keep in mind you can watch the whole thing tomorrow. But I will be working on my timeliness. So I'll be working on that. Savage Clark, how are you doing? Emily, how are you doing? Go ahead and thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate you. I'm working on my timeliness. I wish it was something good. Ain't no lady, ain't nothing like that. I wish. I'm not gonna postpone my live stream for that, but I was talking to my sister. It was her birthday. Got sidetracked a little bit. Talk about insomnia. Oh, we will be talking about insomnia a little bit. We will be talking about insomnia because insomnia goes hand in hand with the depressive funk. Stress, but it will be all good. Okay, that's all. It's all good. Sometimes the stress comes, but we have to learn how to manage the stress. Stress is not going to go anywhere. It's just a part of life. So how do we account for the stress, and how do we live our life and live it the way that we want to live it to the best of our ability? That's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Hunter says, hey, what's up? Go ahead in the comment section. Let me know where you all are checking in from in the country. Like I said, I am checking in live from Los Angeles, California, and we're going to be talking about 3 ways to get out of a depressive funk. 3 ways to get out of a depressive funk. Hello, new follower. What's up, new follower? How are you doing? Where are you checking in from? Now, so if you don't want to say like your area, you can say the region. You can say I'm checking in from the Midwest. I'm checking in from SoCal, NorCal. I'm checking in from Washington State, or you can just say I'm just checking into the live stream. This is important. I appreciate that, Savage Clark. Laying in bed now. Nothing is wrong with that. Laying in bed. Hunter says, I'm so stressed, which is not good for me. Living with bipolar. That's factual. Stress within bipolar disorder can lead to manic episodes. I mean, you know this. It can be quite difficult. And then the other side, the depression can be quite funky. So it is tough to, it can be tough to live with bipolar disorder, but that's what I'm here for, Hunter. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips and tricks here and there. We're gonna make it better. We're gonna make it better. Emily, I appreciate you. Philly in the house, Bloomington, Illinois in the house, Bama in the house. Thank you, Tasha. Sam in the house. I appreciate you. Checking in from Insomnia County. Help us. Well, let's talk about it. Speaking of insomnia, Canada in the house. Speaking of insomnia, my first tip to get out of a funk was not sleep related, but my second tip was. So I will start with the second tip, but I'll make it the first tip. Regulate sleep. Regulating sleep. And let me click through a couple of comments, and then I'll talk about regulating sleep and why regulating sleep is so important. I was told a week ago I got bipolar, day 3 of the tutor, and kind of pissed but grateful to get a diagnosis despite it taking 40 years. Well, make it make sense. If it makes you feel any better, just know that on average, people sometimes wait a decade, 10 years to get a bipolar disorder diagnosis. So sometimes diagnosed like later than it should be diagnosed. And people suffer when they don't know what's going on. But now that you have the right help, you're positioned to do really well. I got diagnosed with borderline personality. So BPD is different from bipolar. BPD, think of the mood swings within BPD as being like reacting to the external environment, and think of the mood swings or the mood fluctuations for bipolar disorder as being internal. It's an internal thing. BPD, oh, my spouse, whatever, did this, so I did that. Bipolar is, stress, substances, things that cause you to feel like you're overwhelmed can lead to a manic episode. You're talking fast, your mood's elevated, question, your decision making can be questionable, things like that. Okay, I'm also in a major depression funk right now. I'm listening intently. Okay, well, Ray, number one, let's regulate our sleep. Let's regulate our sleep. And what happens with sleep is sometimes when you're in a funk, you're on one end, on one end, you are sleeping too much, hypersomnia. So you can't get out of bed. On the other end, you're not sleeping enough, insomnia. You can't get to bed, you can't get sleep. When it's insomnia that you're struggling with, it's going to be very helpful to figure out ways to tire yourself before bed, maybe working out, avoiding substances. Substances impair your circadian rhythm. It's really hard to sleep effectively and consistently if you're drinking a lot every night, smoking a lot every night. Those things impair good sleep. If you're sleeping too much, then you have to find a way as best as you can to just get up in the morning, to just get up, do something super small, but just get up and do anything. Just give yourself a reason to get up out of the bed. If you take medications, maybe having the meds by right next to the nightstand where you can reach with and then grab your water. Make it easy as possible for you. Is there a mosquito? What was that? Make you fakey. I would catch a mosquito. Don't worry. I would catch it. Insomnia is a Mickey Ficky. I hate it. Regulated sleep. And look, Savage Clark, you're right. You're right. I'm talking about regulating sleep, and right now it's what? It's 12:04 on the East Coast. And it's not in California, but it's 12 on the East Coast. 11 in Tennessee. So if you have to get out this live stream and then watch it tomorrow, that's perfectly fine with me. If you want to watch tonight, that's cool too. I'm also really depressed by constant gray and rain. So, Ellen, I feel this, and living in California, a big part of why I enjoy California is that there's always sunshine. Of course, I miss the four seasons, but it feels good to go outside and see sunlight. That seasonal depression is a Mickey Ficky. It's a Mickey Ficky. What to do if you need antidepressants or bipolar meds but can't take them without getting serotonin syndrome. So Shannon, this is something that your doctor, your provider should be worrying about. So if you're taking Lexapro and Latuda, of course, like Lexapro, serotonergic. Latuda, I'm trying to think. I think it can be. But if you're taking a lot of medications that have, that tend to increase serotonin, that's something that your doctor would be, mindful of when they're prescribing you medications. That's why there's nobody out there who's taking Zoloft, Lexapro, and Celexa at the same time. Or maybe they are, but like your provider should account for that when they're prescribing you the medications. So this should not be your worry if your person is doing their job. And yes, Henrietta, you can rewatch the live stream after the fact. So I don't delete my live streams. I let them stay on the internet. So if it's getting late for you, you got to get up early in the morning. It's okay. It's okay. This live stream is supposed to be done earlier anyway. Just rage clean to tire myself out. Productive gets you tired and it cleans the house up a little bit more. I want to get my DMP. I think this was best for me. Getting addiction. Well, Grayson, you don't have to change that. Like if you get your DMP, you can work in a psych hospital. You can get that adrenaline there. Because if you're somebody who loves the adrenaline, why do you have to put yourself in a position where you can't get that? You may want to change, and that's okay. That's okay. I had my first Grippy Sock vacation this month, and it was a huge help for me to get back on track. I realized I needed help and went checked myself in the hospital, which was super hard. So, Emily, you get the first love of the show tonight. You get the first love of the show. This is really hard to do. It's really hard to do. And this live stream is called 3 Ways to Get Out of a Depressive Funk. There is one way to get out, and you could go and admit yourself in a psych hospital. And that's the quickest way to do it, if we're being honest. But a lot of times when you don't realize that you need help, it's frustrating because you don't know that there's a problem. But once you know that there's a problem and then you get the help, you start to connect the dots. Things start to make a little bit more sense. I can't take any of them in doctors that are lost. Oh, Shannon, you may need a new doctor. A lot of times when PCPs prescribe psychotropic medications, at some point they'll be like, you need to find a specialist because I don't know how to mix and match all these medications. So if it's a PCP issue, you may need to find see if they can refer you to a specialist. But that's at the core of psychopharmacology. That's like at the core. Like anybody who prescribes psychiatric medications should know about serotonin syndrome and what meds not to mix with what meds. So that's at the core of what we do. Let me put the AC on. Mickey Ficky. It's getting hot in this Mickey Ficky. The heat on or something? The heat was on. Oh my goodness. Y'all, it's 70. It's 75 degrees in here. 75 degrees in here. No wonder why I'm so hot. Hope y'all like my shirt. My first time wearing this shirt. This shirt is funny. My friend Cody Green, he's one of my good buddies. He lives with schizophrenia and he talks about it in his content. This is his shirt, so that's why I'm wearing it. And I think he sells it on his merch. I think he sells it online, but I'm not too sure. No meds here. My partner shamed the out of me because of life effects. So Hunter, I'll tell you this: having a partner who understands your mental health is a cheat code to life. This is very important. I want those of y'all who are single to keep that in mind. Having a partner who understands your mental health is a cheat code to life. Keep that in mind. Now, if you're already married or you're with somebody, you don't have to kick your person to the curb. But it is important for you to figure out ways to just convey your perspective and your point of view. Because if your person is shaming you for taking meds or for seeking help, then you're not going to really want to go out and get some help. So just keep that in mind. What should I take about it? So, Ellen, I can't tell you what to take specifically because the feds are going to come after me. I can't do that. But there's so many options. When you go in, let's say that your doctor says, oh, you have depression and ADHD. You got so many options. They can give you an antidepressant, Lexapro, Zoloft. They can give you ADHD meds, the stimulants, Vyvanse, Concerta, Ritalin. Wellbutrin works for depression and for ADHD. So there's so many different options that you have. And it's not really your job to remember that, but your professional is supposed to remember that. I hide everything, downplay the severity of my situation, and the ability to cope. Groomed. Hunter, what do you mean by the groom at the end? I'm not too sure. My hat? I'm okay. I just need a haircut. I'm okay. I just need a haircut. I would go to the barber tomorrow. Thank you. Shout out to my friend Cody Green. Tried to get off a norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor, and I was immediately super drowsy. It sucks trying to play with meds to see what you need, but it's worth it. Maddie, it's very difficult getting your meds adjusted because when your meds aren't really where they need to be, it's very frustrating. You have to be, you have to be patient. Like, okay, hopefully this one works. This one didn't work. Blah blah blah. It's difficult. You have to be kind to yourself. I've been isolated for about a month. Finally out doing stuff for 4 days. Congratulations, Ray. Congrats. Wellbutrin. Yeah. Well, we use this often in the clinic for those reasons. Hunter, congratulations. And not that you have to. Don't feel like y'all have to fire your spouses, but you really want somebody who's on your team when it comes to your mental health. I don't know how else to say that. That stuff is huge. I have a psychiatrist who gives up because I get serotonin syndrome. Shannon, you might need to find a new psychiatrist because serotonin syndrome is something that's like the fundamentals. Like that's the fundamentals. That's the fundamentals. But you gotta give it for Ray. Doing stuff for about 4 days now. Congratulations, Ray. Congrats. You have to celebrate the small wins. You have to celebrate them. All right. My internet connection. What's up with the internet? Let me know. Can y'all see me or not? Because my comments are not showing all the way. Misty, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. My comments not showing all the way, but can y'all see me or not? This is Wi-Fi. Yes, okay. Let me see what the Wi-Fi looking like. Okay, no problem. Okay, you see me? Okay, perfect. What's wrong with my Wi-Fi? It's crazy. I know you can't suggest or prescribe. If your ADHD meds is bring your heart rate up or so look, sometimes the stimulants do that. They will sometimes make you feel like you're getting anxious, or it might bring your heart rate up. Depending on how much of how much of the tachycardia you have, like elevated heart rate. It can be helpful to go back. Well, actually, if you feel like it's bringing your heart rate up, I'll go to my prescriber, my doctor, my provider ASAP and say, hey, I'm taking Adderall and like my heart rate is going up. Like, what should I do? Sometimes they'll change the meds, sometimes they'll adjust the dosages, or maybe they may even say, hey, take the weekend off from this med, see if you feel better, so on and so forth. But if it's bringing your heart rate up, especially if you have like a history of cardiac issues, these are really important things. They're very important things. Andrew, what's going on? What's up, Andrew? And yeah, you have to celebrate the small wins. This stuff is huge, and it sounds funny when I say like we're adults celebrating the fact that you took a shower, or you got out of bed, or you called a friend. But this is what we gotta celebrate. It's really like that. It's so important. And the second tip, I didn't further expound on it. You have to do something small. You have to do something small. If you're in a funk, literally, if you're in a funk, and all you can do is just you're stuck here all day. ADHD paralysis. You're stuck here. If all you can do is get up and rearrange, well, the house is already clean. But if all you can do is get up and make yourself overnight oats, which I plan to make tonight, so I have breakfast in the morning. If all you do is you get up, you make the overnight oats, and then you go back and sit down, you count that as a win. That's a win right there. We got up, we went to the kitchen, we opened up we got up, we went to the kitchen, we made the overnight oats. In fact, I may just do this on the live stream right now because I need to make overnight oats and I'm gonna forget. So yeah, that's what we'll do right now. We'll make the overnight oats. Make you think let's make it right now. So because I have not been the most productive today, but today was a designated off day. So it's like it's Memorial Day, but when I don't make videos or I don't get a lot done, I don't feel good about myself. So I'm learning that you can't always base it off of productivity. But we're gonna make overnight oats. Do something small. Let's make the overnight oats. How do I do this again? Oh boy. All right. Here we go. So we're gonna do some quick 1-minute oats from Kroger. Yes, cooking with Kojo right here. I'm not the best cook, so please Bear with me, y'all. Look at me making a mess. Yeah, right here. There you go. That's about enough. Or, no. Okay, that's good. That's enough right there. And there's probably a better way to do this, but you know. All right, so there, and then we get the milk. See, making the milk. My dietitian was helping me with this. Sometimes I like to stir it up, but I'm gonna just let it settle right there. So the oats, the milk. What else? My fridge is empty because I'm a dude. Then the yogurt. Oh, I'm trying to be on Twitch tonight, if we're being honest, but it wasn't working. My Twitch wasn't working. Let me message my assistant. You see how I like to multitask? Thank you for picking up on that. And also, after this stream, we will go on TikTok for the after party, which is how we always do things. Hey, John, I'm on live right now, and the Twitch wasn't working. And for some reason, my Wi-Fi had cut out in the middle of the stream, but the people said they could see me. So can you just look and see if we can fix the Twitch? And also, can we fix the the storage? Because it says that we've gone over the 50 hours on our plan. So just let me know what we have to do to fix that so we can keep up our live streams. But we do have them on Facebook. But yeah, thank you so much, John. I appreciate you. So we'll fix that Twitch issue. All right, so the overnight oats, that's how it goes. I'm not sure how many scoops of yogurt you're supposed to use. I forgot. It's been a while. I'm not gonna lie. I've been telling myself I wanted to make overnight oats for months. But you know how ADHD is, you tend to procrastinate. So right now, while I'm doing this, if you're not watching, you could also be doing something that you think is like a fairly small thing. But we're gonna do something small, and then we're gonna be proud of ourselves. Right there. I don't want no white stuff in my mouth. Pause. Pause. All right. Okay. All right, I'm not done, y'all. I'm not done. My dietitian told me that I need chia seeds in this. Chia seeds in this. And Twitch, when I go on Twitch, I just streamed this on Twitch, but I'm also going to start playing some games on Twitch. When NCAA comes out, I'm going to be on NCAA. And, I mean, that game will cure male depression around the country. Y'all watch. But as guys, we've been down bad for a long time. We need that. All right, so I'm going to put the chia seeds in. A little bit, not too much, because too much just overtakes it. Let her settle. Chia seeds. All right. So the chia seeds. But let me put it back in the cabinet. All right. And let me right here. And then I'm gonna. So we should be good to go. Put this in the fridge. The overnight oats, and then make a reminder to myself. If I don't make a reminder, I'm going to forget the overnight oats. They'll be there for a week later. So put it tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning. Set 2 timers, 1 hour before, 2 hours before. Okay, there we go. All right, so I did that. I did something small. And it took what? How long? 7 minutes to do it. So if you're in a depressive funk, what can you do that's small that you can be proud of? And now I'm going to get the payoff in the morning. when I wake up and there's some overnight oats for me, and I don't have to DoorDash from Chick-fil-A, and that costs me $27 for a coffee and a Chick-fil-A biscuit. So yeah, I'm proud of myself there, making you hungry. And Jaden, I think you did reach out about your podcast, and my team, they're working on scheduling that. Chia is good in I'm not a fan of coconut pudding, but maybe I like it. The chia seeds were an acquired taste. Blake, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah, it's executive dysfunction. But sometimes, no matter how much is going up here, I know our frontal lobes are not like the neurotypical people, but every now and then, if you're able to say, get up, get up. I'll say, Coder, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, Coder, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, make some videos. Coder, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I have to psych myself up to get up and do the thing. So it is executive dysfunction. You're correct. But sometimes we have to psych ourselves up to do things. Megan, what's up? I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. Right. It's something that works for us. Trying to celebrate the small stuff. I have a broken leg and I needed to get out the house this weekend. I made it out to dinner with my kids, into the park. Didn't make it out of my car. Broke my heart to not get out of the car, but I made it. Congratulations. You got out of the house. You didn't get out of the car, but see, this is a really good example, because the way that you look at this is very important. Because what if you told yourself, oh, I never made it to the restaurant. I never made it to dinner. I'm awful. I hate myself. Because that's what the brain tells us when you have those moments. So instead of saying that, you say, oh, wow, okay, well, I got out the house. I actually made it to dinner, and I got to the park. I just couldn't make it out of the car. And anybody that loves you, who sees you, Shauna, they can appreciate your effort, and it can allow you to not beat yourself up so much. You don't want to beat yourself up. Emily, take care. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. And Blake says, I find urgency helps me break it. Yeah. No, urgency is, you need, especially if you have ADHD, you have to find some way to give yourself urgency. You have to find some way to give yourself urgency. And the medications don't do it. There's not an XR tablet in the world that'll give you urgency. You take the Adderall or Vyvanse, it'll get you it'll increase the dopamine and the norepinephrine. And now you're in the zone. But that urgency, that midnight deadline for that paper you have to write, it'll get you right. Jen, me too. Megan, I'm happy you can catch me live too. I'm happy you are here. I need to give myself rewards in order to do things I don't want to do. Sometimes it's a Netflix show or a fun snack. And Jen, don't feel bad for this. Because look, the title of this live stream is 3 Ways to Get Out of Depressive Funk. But sometimes your depressive funk, like Blake said, what did Blake say? It was up here sometime. Right. Sometimes your depressive funk is really executive dysfunction. So I got to give you a love of the show for that. And when it's executive dysfunction, you have to understand that, okay, I'm in a depressive funk. I'm in a depressive funk right now because I can't do. I'm having a hard time doing. So like Jen said, give yourself a reward. In college, I would give myself a reward. I would say, Kojo, you see, I'm wearing this Titans thing right here. I got the Titans in the back. I love the Tennessee Titans. I love them so much. I love watching my team play on Sundays. But in college, I would say, Kojo, we have to study. We don't come for money. We got to get this degree and go back home and help out your family, help out your grandma. You can't help out your people if you fail out of college. So we have to succeed. But how will we study for the tests? Oh, my reward for studying every day, 2-3 hours each day, is that if I can do that each day on Sundays, I will reward myself by watching the Titans. And guess what I would do? I would study 2 to 3 hours every day. And then on Sunday, I will come on the TV and I would watch Matt Hasselbeck and the Titans and Chris Johnson, and I would feel like I earned the football game. Now, the funny thing is, I was going to watch the game regardless because I'm a big fan, but I tricked myself into thinking, oh, let's steady because the steadying is going to be the thing I have to do, and then my reward is a big football game. So that's how my brain works. So Jen, you just gotta figure out how your brain works, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mine's severe depression. Well, these tips will work for that too. These tips will work for that too. Low dose gap broke my twist. Oh, Shannon, sorry about that. My fiance and I have car picnics regularly. Oh, my meds help me. So a love of the show to not just Mabel Joe, but a love of the show to Mabel Joe and Mabel Joe's fiance. This is really cool. This is really cool. It's nice being able to, have a partner who understands that, oh, my person is depressed right now. Let's have a car picnic. Let's find the quickest and simplest way to do something without burning up so much energy. So love the show to you right there. And before I drop in the third tip, let me answer this real quick. Or somebody drop in the magic word because it's time for the water break. And I'll come back and answer this question. Let me see. Ooh, actually, you know what? I have a really good idea. So Jen says, "Hello, doctor." Well, we'll do the water break first, and I'll get to this. Megan says, "Cheers." Cheers is the magic word for the water break. The water break is what we do every day around this time to make sure that we get some fluids in, because if you're neurodivergent like me, there's a good chance that you probably forgot to drink some water. So let's drink some water. Big cheers, y'all. Ms. Gypsy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I read this comment. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Just as hell, doctor, how you tell someone that you love that you have borderline personality disorder? So I would say it depends on, I don't know if you're on dating or, nevertheless, you tell them, hey, I want to talk to you about something that means a lot to me. I have a mental health condition. This is what it's called. It's called BPD. And because of this condition, I'm still working on my relationship with myself. So sometimes when I get upset, sometimes when I feel things very intensely, the things that I do are not things that I'm proud of. But this type of thing, whenever I do it, it makes it hard for me to keep relationships. It makes it hard for me to keep up friendships. And sometimes it makes me not like myself. But I am aware of what this condition is. And there are things that I can do to help me make better decisions. And there are things that I can do that can help me love and appreciate myself more. And I am working on those things. And that's how you tell someone you love that you have borderline personality disorder. I hope you got that. I hope that made sense. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, Jen, that's why we do the water break. Honestly, because we won't be drinking water. Cheers. I'm drinking homemade lemonade. At least it's water based. Oh, look, Luna, it's all good. Some people, when I'm drinking water, some people are sipping that drink. Sometimes it's wine or whatever. But this is a water break, so it's meant for water. But if it's grape juice or whatever, at least you gotta get your fluids in. But a lot of us forget to drink water. myself included. Um, that makes sense. Okay, Jenna, thank you for letting me know. I really hope that, like, I really hope that that helps you. Because I have to think about that for a second. Because I know BPD, but explaining BPD to somebody in a way where they don't freak out, because people like to default to fear when they can't understand something. So it's important to paint things in a certain way. A couple of summers ago, I dated someone with BPD. It was a roller coaster. It can be. Oftentimes, it can be. Excuse me. As a person with ADHD and BPD, are you with them? Are you sexual? And please don't believe the internet. You have BPD and no one are trying. Yeah. Oh, so maybe I get what you're trying to say. You're asking Jenna if she's with them, or if there's some type of sexual relationship. Yeah, those are important questions. Those are important questions. Yeah, it's important, and it's better to if you can have the mental health conversation before y'all get into the Mickey Ficky. It'd be better. Or we're dating. Okay, 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 okay. That's normally how it works. Sometimes like you date, and then as you like them more, you're like, like I want you to really know more about me, and it's fine. You don't really have to wait, and let them know after a certain amount of time. It's just like when you're comfortable divulging that information to them. Kobe, it's all good. It's all good. Mania happens. It's all good. Bring your ass over here. Welcome back to the family. It's all good. It's all good. And don't say you're a mess. You're just manic. You're not a mess. These things happen. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. It's all good in the neighborhood. Kobe, come on back. That was a fabulous way to describe how to tell new people, even for ADHD. Yeah, Megan, because the way you describe it is very important. Because people, like I said, people default to fear. People default to fear. I had a good buddy of mine, and he was talking to some girl, and then he saw some antipsychotics on the dresser, and he was like, Risperdal. And he called me. He's like, Coach, what does this mean? I said, it means that she takes Risperdal. I don't know what else to say. And me and him worked at a psych hospital together, so he knows what these meds are. But like you don't ever, that never really happens. Like you date somebody, and you're like, oh wow. You Google Risperdal, and then because you go on the internet doesn't interpret this stuff. So all you see is like what people say about Risperdal, and you're like, oh wow, this person I'm dating, nah. But I would rather somebody know what they're living with and make sure that they have the right treatment. I'm afraid of the person who doesn't know that something is going on and they don't want to get help, and it's not agreeable. Like I'd rather somebody, the medications and all that stuff. It doesn't pay me no mind. That person knows who they are and they're working to get the help. That's something that should be commendable. Kobe, yeah, send me a message, Kobe. If I can answer it, I would love to answer it. I need to find an adult ADHD support group in order to make friends with more people that get me and don't think I'm just weird. Jen, I agree because it brings a lot of healing to you. And keep in mind that growing up neurodivergent, especially when undiagnosed, is it's traumatic in a way. So you need people around you who make you feel like you are a person, even when you forget the wallet. Even when you forget to pay bills on time, even when you wear the same clothes 2 days in a row, whatever the case may be. It's validating to have people who are going through what we're going through as well. Mm. And before I get to the third way to get out of depressive funk, let me just say this real quick. So, Jenna, check this out. I'm afraid they'll abandon me. So, this is something that you see a lot with BPD. Okay. You see this a lot with BPD. But in life, anytime you do things out of fear, you're never setting yourself up for amazing things. The way we do things is very important. So if you're going through something and you're afraid that that person is going to abandon you, it already puts you at a disadvantage. But that's borderline personality disorder. That's just how it works. So you have to realize and remember that whenever your desire, look, guys, there's a formula to this. There's a formula to this stuff. Whenever your desire to be with a certain person is greater than your desire for a healthy relationship, you will always be in trouble. When your desire to be with somebody is greater than your desire to be in a healthy relationship, you're in trouble. Was it Wyclef Jean? He said, "You're in trouble. You're in really big trouble." That song with him and uh, Mary J. Blige. Someone please call 911. When your desire to be with somebody is greater than your desire for a healthy relationship, you're in trouble because you'll self-deprecate. You'll do things that you'll break boundaries. You'll break promises to yourself just to be with that person because you care about that more than being in a healthy relationship. And that's not just BPD. That's anybody. Sometimes we like people so much that we're like, I gotta be with this person. I'll be with them at all costs. And probably is not the most healthy way to look at things. Because yes, we would want you to be with that person, but we'd also want you to respect yourself as well, and not do things that lower your confidence and lower your self-esteem. So just keep that in mind. Kobe, I will check it a little bit later afterwards. I say this often. Someone who's not self-aware can be very dangerous to those around them. Ooh. Villan, I've never seen you on here before, but that's big facts. Someone who's not self-aware can be very dangerous to those around them. Knowing you need help and getting that help can go a long way. No one deserves to be your collateral damage. Oh my goodness, Mickey Ficky, love of the show. Love of the show right there. Yeah. That's deep. Mickey Ficky, that's deep. And for those people, you have to have a lot of empathy and compassion for them because they don't know what's going on. At the same time, you can still say, hey, I love you, but hey, I have to distance myself. I can love you from a distance because I can't be your collateral damage. This is big facts. Big facts right here. Big facts. I am a bit not sober. Third psych, 15 years trying, 11 in long-term harm reduction, 10 years, and that still comes. We are stable, poly, engaged, and happy is a trauma response. Okay. All I see is the stable and happy part. So stable, poly, engaged, happy, cool. As long as we're stable and happy, we are rolling. We're doing good. We're rolling. All right, now the third thing to do to get out of a funk. I feel like I am the damage, so I say single. And Megan. What did I say, Morgan? I don't know. I used to date a girl called Morgan. Maybe it's in my mind. Megan, I have felt this way at times, but whatever you feel here, like for the reasons that make you feel like you're the damage, when you can explore a bit deeper and figure out why you think that way, it could lead to a breakthrough. That stuff is huge. The third thing to do to get out of a depressive funk, this was really hard because sometimes you want to watch Breaking Bad over and over and over and over, and then binge watch the next thing and not get out of bed. But do your best to limit screen time, if possible. Do your best to limit screen time. If you're in a depressive funk, so much time goes away when you're in a funk. When you're in a funk and you're on your phone, you're just like scrolling like so much time goes away. And also you right. I'm on the screen. So maybe allow yourself to watch Dr. Kojo videos. But you have to limit the internet at some point, because what happens is you spend so much time on like Mabel said, so much time on your phone, you're taking in all the news. It's making you more anxious. Then you go on Instagram and you see like more devastating things that are happening in the world, makes you more anxious, makes you more depressed. Then you see amazing things and people who are living way better than you, and it makes you more depressed. And you get in your head, you're like, oh, why am I not where they are and I'm over here? And then the when Bill Clinton was in office, the strongest computers in 1998 were not as strong as this iPhone. I don't think our brains have caught up to what social media can do. This is a lot, and it's my life, but this is a lot. This is a lot. You have to figure out a way to limit screen time. And if you spend, there's apps that will calculate how much screen time, you have a day, a week, a month. If you spend 8 hours on your phone a day, just try and get down to 7. Try and get down to 6, 5, 4. You don't have to like avoid TikTok altogether, because TikTok is, it's liquid fentanyl. It's really hard to get off of that app. But if you can bring down a little bit, just a little bit, it can be helpful. Scott, you forgot to capitalize God. But I'm a Christian as well. I hear you. New to the channel. Hey, Amanda. I'm also only suffered as autistic in the last couple of years. Okay. Well, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. You've avoided yourself pretty much, and it's too much on top of you. Yeah, Ashley, yeah. Candace, what's going on? How are you doing? A few years ago, a coworker and I took turns napping on our lunch breaks in the empty floors of the office building on my car. It was one for our mental health. Oh, this is cool. And Lion, yes, this is going to be all on my Facebook page after the fact, and even on my YouTube page, but more people watching on Facebook. So all my live streams are saved. None of them are ever going to be like deleted, to my knowledge. I make sure I keep all of them up. Miss Rosemary, I miss you too. Wow, Miss Rosemary, I miss you too. Hope all is well. Wow. I miss you too. I used to work with Miss Rosemary. She was always super nice to me. That's awesome. I want to go back to this real quick. Lunar, there's been times where I've slept on the floor in the office. Like I'll lock the door so that nobody can get in, no patients can get in, nothing like that. And I'll just sleep. Because sometimes I just like overwhelmed. I just sleep on the floor. Like I make sure make sure nothing's on the floor, but I'll just lay on the floor. It feels liberating. It feels like you're a kid again. Just lay on the floor, just kind of, and I'll put a timer on so that way I don't wake up and it's like 8:00 and I'm stuck in the hospital. But yeah, nothing wrong with sleeping on the floor. Just make sure that the floor is a little clean. Man, I appreciate you. And there's nothing wrong with losing your train of thought. It happens to me all the time. And I just sit there until, my thoughts come back to me. My minion just lost her electronics for the first time. We're pretty lenient because she does so well in school and at home. But in just 2 days of being unplugged, she was a completely different person already. Okay, this is huge. Yeah. And we forget how much I'm doing my best to just divorce myself from. I'm actively trying to divorce myself from this phone. And, I have another phone somewhere. And I'm working on adjusting my setup to where maybe this phone could be my social media phone, and then that phone could be my main phone. But I'm working on that because I spend too much time on social media. I want to spend my time on social media doing this, creating content, consuming for just a little bit. But I don't want to be online all the time. I'm learning to unplug and then come back, and then I'm so much more recharged. So yeah, we have to learn how to regulate this thing. I'm still working on it though. Growing up neurodivergent is traumatic. Yes, Steph. I tried to get help multiple times, but was denied until I was in my 40s. Mickey Ficky. It's really like that. It is really like that. It's yeah. This is trauma that you pick up, trauma and 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 trauma. There's more and more trauma, and then you don't realize this until you you get into a relationship sometimes, or until you get into a point of your life where you're so stressed and you can't juggle all the 7 things that you're juggling. I'm happy that you got the help. I plan on taking the electronics away the first day of summer. If Mariah's kids are watching this, hide the PlayStation, hide the Xbox, hide it right now. Your mom is going to take away your toys. So I think I see your son in the photo. So Mariah's son, if you can see this, hide your iPad right now. Your mom is coming for your games. So do they get to play a little bit during the summer, or Mariah, what's the plan? I'm curious. There's no right or wrong way. Limiting electronics is a good idea. Are the kids going to play NCAA? Can they play Madden? A little bit of Call of Duty here and there. A few weeks ago, I started volunteering with a community bike program. It gives me something to do, more people to meet, and my nieces have gotten bikes. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I love biking. When I first came to LA, I only had 3. All 3 of my electric bikes were stolen, and I haven't biked much since then. So you're inspiring me to get back to the biking. Been there, man. The self-medication is so real, especially for females. I'm glad you're doing better. I did medicines. But yeah, self-medication. The self-medication that we do as neurodivergent individuals in place of the help that we should be getting, whether that self-medication is alcohol or weed or sex. Let's talk about it. I think a little bit, but there are always iPads in school, so just detox. Okay, Mariah, I completely agree. When you go to the schools nowadays, there's an iPad on every corner. These kids know how to work iPad. By the time a kid is like 4, they know the iPad in and out. And of course, Apple makes it so easy to navigate these devices. So yeah, you have to put somewhat of a limit on the kids. I agree. Okay. It's all about perception. There's so many different ones out there. Okay. I'm also ADHD. I remember now. Okay. Oh wow. The only NFL game I went to in person was the Titans when I lived in Murfreesboro. Okay, so Amanda, you're figuring out how to ingratiate yourself with me, because this is what I want to hear. This is exactly what I want to hear. I'm a huge Titans fan. I got family that stays in Murfreesboro. It's like 45 minutes out of Nashville. I hope the Titans won that game. I hope they won. Oh, Latrice, sexual is definitely a way of self-medicating. And it hurt. It hurt, didn't it? It hurt. It hurt. But when you can finally connect the dots and understand why you do what you do, brings a lot of healing. Any advice for slowing down at the beginning of relationships? I've been on the receiving end of way too much love bombing. Lunar, great question. Great question. Probably the first thing that comes to mind is take your time before you go into the makey ficky. Because sex is important, and sex is normally how people can put a blindfold over your eyes. And likewise, when couples stop touching each other, that's when bad things start to happen. A huge medical bill comes out of nowhere. The car breaks down. Anytime 2 people who are in a relationship, or maybe even poly, but anytime in a relationship, people stop touching each other, there's always something that happens that's bad. That's just the way it is. But at the beginning of a new relationship, you have to put limits on yourself. and this is really hard. It doesn't make sense, but you may have to put limits and have like a hard out. Like you can be on an amazing first date and have a hard out after 90 minutes, and then like your little timer goes like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I'm really enjoying this time, but like I gotta get to this and that, and I hope to see you again." And it's tough because your brain and your heart is telling you one thing, and especially as a guy, your second brain is telling you another thing. So these things are very difficult, but you may have to find ways to artificially rig your system to where, like, there's rules to this. Like, okay, I'm going to spend 1 day a week with this person. Like, you have to do that because the tendency is like you can hyper fixate on people, especially for neurodivergent individuals. But just anybody, you can hyper fixate on somebody and have the best 3 weeks ever, but that doesn't mean that you should spend the rest of your life with them. So you have to rig it some way. Amanda, no problem. Anytime. Mabel, I love you. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Oh, Mabel, come back to the live stream anytime. Hypersexuals, rise up. But yes, let's all go get tested, please. My niece could use an iPad before she could speak. Wow, I believe that. Wow, I believe that. Wow, I believe that. Point. Actually, you're right. You're right. For a lot of guys, it's the erection that gives the direction. It's a great game. You'll love that. I only lived there for a year. Middle Tennessee is nice. I like Middle Tennessee. I had a friend try to weaponize my mental health. He's unfortunately not self-aware and has put those around him in dangerous situations. So I considered the source of the insult ignored. And sometimes we have to separate ourselves from people that we really love because they're not self-aware. That type of thing happens. It happens, and it's tough. I have, some friends I've grown up with who I've had to separate myself from them, and I pray for them. I love them. I wish them the best, but I cannot go down, in blazing flames along with you on your journey to self-sabotage. I already self-sabotage enough of my own. I don't need your help. I gotta separate myself. I gotta separate myself. That's tough, but I have to. I have to. Kobe, I'll check it out after the live stream. I'll do my best. Yeah, yeah. So actually, yeah, we gotta separate ourselves, and for guys, going back to your earlier point, we think we're the brain down here, but for women as well, like you have to understand that certain behavior is learned. And we all want attention. All of us want attention as human beings. We all want attention. So if you're a lady and you're not getting that attention, and you know that in order to get some attention, I can go like show a little bit clean, or you dress a certain way, or anytime a guy removes himself from you in a relationship, but then y'all just get physical more, you get that attention again. You've learned over time that this is the best way for you to get attention. You may not even be sexual. You just want the attention, which is a human need. It's just a human need, and it doesn't make you a bad person. You can't, right? And actually, and as the guys, as the fellas, we appreciate you because and look, a lot of women like the Mickey Ficky, but it's just not socially acceptable to come out and say that. So a lot of guys will bear the brunt, of these types of complaints. Oh, people move too quick to sex, and guys just sit here and take it. But it's a human thing. It's a human thing. So I think it's important to remove the shame, and then figure out, like, is this thing maladaptive? Is it helping? Is it hurting? If it's hurting, how do we account for it? Like, is it something else going on? Like we've got to get to the bottom of this. We really got to get to the bottom of it as best as possible, and just make sure that hypersexuality is not hurting you. And we've had live streams on hypersexuality again, and we can do it. We can do some more on that because in the neurodivergent community, well, for anybody, but especially for neurodivergent individuals. Hypersexuality is a thing. I don't ever hear anybody really talking about it, or talking about it in layman's terms, like things that we can all understand. Yes, you may. Couples counseling. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at couples counseling. Uh, just not with my own self. I think I'm good at couples counseling, though. I think I'm pretty decent. And go back to this. I have family that has tried to belittle me or, like you said, weaponize my ADHD to their advantage. You've got to set that boundary with them, and it's tough. You got to set that boundary with them, and sometimes you have to remove yourself from them. And this is where it's really hard to put up a boundary, because you struggle to put boundaries in place for people that you really love, and family is like right at the heart of that. But still, you have to respect yourself. If family is mocking you for taking your Adderall, your Vyvanse, your antidepressants, hey, you can live without the family. You may not be able to live without the Lexapro. So sometimes you have to make that game time decision, and there's nothing wrong with that. But actually, I appreciate you. Thank you for seeing where I come from. And Megan, very sorry to read that. And a lot of hypersexuality does come from abuse. These are all conversations that I'm ready to have. I'm just waiting for y'all. I'm ready to have these conversations. I'm ready to have these conversations, because people think of hypersexuality as like a bad thing, because when we speak, the context that we speak about it in, it's normally negative. We talk about it in like a manic episode, or like even ADHD, and it can be a bad thing, but it can also be a good thing if you're able to direct your energy towards your person, or your persons, if you're in a poly situation. And just making sure that you have direction and control over your libido, as opposed to it controlling you. That's a Latrice. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You just want to make sure that it doesn't control you. I think that's key. My friend Ayla sent me here saying the baby's healthy. Yeah, I appreciate you. I'm working in an industry where I'm on my feet all day to combat depressive episodes that don't involve the gym, a walk, or meds. Okay. Question. Let me ask this question real quick before we end the live stream. I'm working in an industry where I'm on my feet all day. Any advice to combat depressive episodes that don't involve the gym, walk, or meds? So, Neil, to be completely honest, the three things that you listed out here, the gym, a walk, medications, these are three things that can be very powerful when it comes to combating depression. I will also say that some of the tips I listed out here, regulating sleep, finding a way to regulate sleep, doing something small. I made some overnight oats about 30 minutes ago. I'll eat it in the morning, and then tomorrow morning I put a reminder on my phone, so I'll feel better when I get the overnight oats in the morning. I'm like, okay, I did this, and yeah, I'm gaining confidence because I'm doing the things that make me more confident. Limiting screen time can be healthy as well, Neil. But the thing that I would say that can help with the depressive episodes is figuring out a way to be kind to yourself. A way to be kind to yourself and figure out what is your comparative advantage. If you're on your feet all day, you don't have to go to the gym. Maybe you're wearing one of those Apple Watches or something where you can count your steps. So because you're walking around all day, just think to yourself like, okay, I'm walking around all day. I'm gaining some steps. I'm gaining some steps. Okay. That's exercise, Neil. That's exercise. We're going up and down. We're going up and down. You're exercising. You see? No gym, no walk, no meds. You walk around. You're on your feet all day. You're being active. You're being active. And when you're trying to make decisions in the middle of a depressive episode, do it when you're moving. So at work, I got this, I got that, I got this, and okay, I'll do this and that. Because that way you're killing two birds with one stone. You see what I'm saying? You're killing two birds with one stone because you're walking, You're working, you're making money, and you're even it's helpful for your depression because you're moving the body. So in this situation, your job is it can be set up to help you because now you're moving, your job gets you to get out of bed, and as you can change your perspective a little bit instead of it being like, oh, I gotta work and I'll get paid next week Friday and the money will go out fast. Now I said, oh, I get to work and I'm using this work to not only help me financially, but I'm using it to help me with my mental health because I get to move around. Now you haven't done anything different, but you're able to feel a little bit better because the way your brain is seeing the situation is different. And if you go to a therapist, what the therapist would do is reframe, they would reframe your thoughts. And that's what we're doing right now. So hopefully that helps. Great question right here. What personally helped you the most at your lowest? Ooh. Well, I've had a couple of lowests, but anytime I've been at a low, what's helped me has been um, family, being active, doing something to help get my confidence trending in the right direction. You know, not breaking promises to myself. If I say I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to go for a run today, and I go for a run, I start to gain confidence. When you're at a low, your confidence is not there. So I'm like, okay, I'm running. Okay, I'm getting a bit more confident. You know, getting rest. Sometimes I'm going so fast, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing that I can do better to help me out. Let me get some rest and pick this up tomorrow. What can I do to help? What's the simplest thing I can do right now to help out my situation? Because that puts the power back in my hands. What's the simplest thing that I can do right now to help out my situation? Sometimes it's get some more exercise, spend some more time with my family, or we need to pick up things on work and increase some finances. But what's the simplest thing I can do right now to help me out? And then that allows me to feel a bit more in control. Because when you're at a low, you sometimes feel helpless and hopeless. And when you feel helpless and hopeless, you don't do anything because you don't think that you have any control over things. So I just build my confidence up brick by brick, little by little by little, not breaking promises to myself, trying to get some sleep, going to the gym, talking to family, cutting out transactional relationships. Ayla, what's going on, Ayla? Sometimes I struggle too. Cutting out transactional relationships has been very helpful for me. I don't know if that means something to you, but getting away from people that could care less if you live or die. So like getting out of my own way. I just have to get out of my own way. Every day, like living with ADHD is just every day getting out of your own way. And it's for me, it's Alfonso is going to the store, being like, I'm in Target, like, oh, I'm like, I don't need that. The other day, I bought an Xbox so I could put in the backyard, and I put a TV in the Xbox in the backyard. I never played that Xbox not once outside. A waste of $200, $300. But I told myself, oh, I'm gonna play Xbox in the backyard, or you're not gonna play no Xbox in the backyard. Waste of money. I already got the PlayStation 5. But I go to the store, I'm like, I could use an Xbox. All right, cool. No, we don't need no Xbox. Getting out of my own way. Or, I'm in LA, like I go to these premieres. I see these beautiful women, and she talking that talk. She talking that talk to me. And I'm like, Kojo, no, we don't need to do this again. Oh, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. All right, I gotta go home. I gotta go. I gotta go on Facebook Live. Get out of my own damn way. Get out of your way. Get out of your way. Oh, I'm hanging out with these people, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm tired and I oversleep the gym in the morning. And now I don't go to the gym all day and I'm not feeling a certain way because I didn't get to go to the gym. I didn't have to hang out with those. Oh my gosh. I messed up my schedule. And when you can take a step back, Alfonso, it helps you to get out of your own way. Because a lot of the problems that we have in life, we bring those problems to our damn selves. Like, because a lot of times you realize, oh, I'm the problem. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but it means, okay, I'm the problem. I did this, I did that. Why did I do that? That was self-sabotage. But you can't see that if your brain is like in a place where you're not feeling confident and you just don't like yourself. So you got break by break, break by break, break by break. Also, if you can, don't just live to work. I agree. I agree. You may have to plan out like fun stuff. Plan out fun stuff. And I agree. Working out is a good way to combat hypersexuality. Yeah, I agree. What helps you regulate? For me, melatonin, and try not to be on my phone for too long. But it's melatonin. Um, but also like when my sleep schedule gets on track, like after a couple of days of having a consistent sleep, schedule, I don't need melatonin. I don't need Benadryl. Hubby bought a grill, use it that day. Ah, ah, yo, this sounds like me. I would do this, like I get all inspired. I'm gonna use this grill. And that's the last time you ever touched the grill. Yeah, and who needs an Xbox in their backyard? That doesn't make any sense. Who needs an Xbox in their backyard? What am I doing? I've been playing Xbox. I keep getting my butt kicked on PS5. I need a Master One system before I go to the Xbox. What am I doing? Paper Pals, Airline paper for visual cues. Well, Irina, if it hasn't been working, how do we switch it up? Maybe get the little sticky notes, and then instead of having like give yourself a limit. Okay, we'll use 5 sticky notes a day, but we have to try new things. But clearly, the paper hasn't been working, and the paper like leads to clutter. So we need some sticky notes. Put the sticky note on here. Put the sticky note around things that you need. For example, like I have to have a housekeeper help me, like like clean my house because sometimes I get frozen. I can't clean my house, and she put all of the. Let me show y'all. She put all of my food in the cabinets, and the reason why I don't put the food in the cabinets is because now I can't see the food. So now I like to go out and DoorDash every day, but the food is still in here. And then by the time I get to it, I'll look and I'm like, oh my goodness, this expired on August 2023. So when I start eating tomorrow, I'll take the food out and I'll put it right here. Like I need to see the food or else it's gonna go bad. And I don't judge myself for it. And Ayla, yeah, your friend came in here and your friend said they had a baby. I got scared. I thought Ayla had a baby. I'm like, what's going on? Mickey Ficky. So you could take the cabinet doors off, but I think, like if I were to build a house for myself, I would have like glass cabinet doors because I need to see what's in there, or else the food is gonna go to waste. The food's gonna go to waste, and yeah, or I might have to just start dating again because I got family in town. I only had spoons. I ain't have no forks, no knives. I don't have no pans for real. I'm a DoorDash Mickey Ficky. That's all I do. I didn't have toilet paper. Don't ask me how I was wiping my ass. But like I got paper towels, but like I gotta get some help, right? Or maybe just 2 good girlfriends will solve all of this. Just 2 good girlfriends will solve all of this. Candace, it's not her fault, like she's doing her job, but for me, I just have to remind myself, Coach, we have food. You don't have to DoorDash Chick-fil-A every morning for $29 and they give you 1 sandwich and 1 coffee. And then when I go to Chick-fil-A and I order the food, I'm like, hold up, it's $11. Why is it $28 on DoorDash? That's 3 meals. That's 3 meals. What am I doing? A bidet is the way. Okay, maybe I need a bidet because I don't buy that Charmin Ultra 2-ply. But now I have some, but now I have some. I wish I could have everything on display, but then it would stress me out. That's my problem too. Like now, I'm not stressed out, but I'm liable to overspend. Oh boy, oh boy. I just went on a rant. I'm not sure where I was going with this. Let me see. Daniel Caesar buyer's remorse. Okay. We can't play music on Facebook. They don't allow. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a good one. I can think of some videos for that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, but I'll play music on TikTok. They allow us to play music there, but not really on Facebook. OCPD and ADHD. I keep delaying working my resume because of trauma. So, I'll say this and then I'll get to. Candace, I already hired a couple of assistants, so yeah, I needed help, and I just said I gotta get some damn help. But Irina, OCPD and ADHD, some strategies to cope with the feeling of wanting things to be just right to get it done. I keep delaying work in my resume because of the trauma I experienced in the workplace. All right, so Irina, I hear you out, and also OCPD is different from OCD, obviously, and there's this fixation on like things gotta be done this way. It gotta be done this way. And a lot of times, it's anxiety that prevents us from putting things out. So if you can allow yourself to be a bit more okay with, if you can be a bit more okay with doing things and then it not being completely all the way flushed out, it can help to bring you some relief. And I know as well because I get overwhelmed, I get frustrated, I want things to be done perfect, and even with my team, I'm having to relinquish a lot of control. I don't like it at all because I know how to make the best videos for my audience. I know it, but I can't keep making videos if I get burnt out. So if they can film some stuff and it's a little bit better than how I can do it, or actually it wouldn't be better, but a little bit worse than how I can do it, I have to, give up that control because they can't get like Irina. Nobody can do anything for us as well as we can do for ourselves. No way, because you know what you're looking for, so you can do it like 100% right. If somebody else can do it like 75, 80% right, it could be okay to relinquish that control and just work on being okay with things not being perfect, while also understanding the fact that you have trauma, but you can't let your trauma paralyze you, right? And I have to look into the copyright-free music, but I know they don't like music being played on Facebook. If you can fully take care of two girlfriends, more power to you. I'd like to think that I could, but I'm struggling to take care of my one person. So I gotta reconsider that. Do you think Randy Orton can win the undisputed WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes? I haven't watched wrestling in a minute, but Randy Orton and the RKO can do anything. Yes, Randy Orton can win the undisputed WWE Championship because he's Randy Orton. He was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. My other favorite was Shawn Michaels. I'm not your boy. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. I will buy things if I put them away because I forget that I have them. During my last move, I found 3 mixers. Can you help with this? It causes stress and depression. Ooh. Amanda, it can be helpful to, every like quarterly, just look through your stuff and see what you have. And also would keep also placing them in positions to where you can find them easily will be helpful. But the most important thing is not beating yourself up. Because if you are forgetful, if you have ADHD, depending on what you have, you may tend to do this thing over and over. So how do you not beat yourself up for doing this type of thing over and over? You know what I'm saying? So don't beat yourself up. Wherever I'm about to move soon. Whenever I move, I find All kinds of things when I move. Unless moving lets you know a lot about yourself. Moving lets you know a lot about yourself. And Tiff, you can say that, but then what if you have a like a list of just a long list of notes on your phone? But I like this because you can go back to your phone and search your notes and see if you have it. So Tiff, I like this. I like this. I like this. Ashley, I appreciate it. I have to make sure that I can move in a way that's not overwhelming. Listen, I just shop for the hunt. That was a lot of times we do that. Everything is in one place. Ooh, Mickey, Ficky. Everything is in one place. That's huge. That's huge. And also sometimes figuring out like making things a bit easier for yourself. Downsizing. We have too many things. Tiff, I'm learning from you. You came at the right time. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh no, you good. You good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so I've been online for quite a minute. All right, we're gonna go over to TikTok. I got posted a video on TikTok, so I'll be live on TikTok in about 5 minutes for the after party. Come through if you can. If you can't, don't worry. I will be going live on Facebook a bit earlier, so that way it won't have to be so late because it's 10 o'clock in California, but it's the next day on the East Coast. I'm a huge Titans fan. Tighten up. Tighten up. All right. So for those of y'all who are setting off for the night, good night. And for those of y'all who will join me on TikTok in 5 minutes, I will see y'all there for the after party. Take care. I love y'all.